For the BJP MPs and their allies to stand up and say, look, how great is Mr. Amit Shah ji, sabko thok ke thanda kar diya. We are not stupid. Indians are not stupid. We can see this discussion and its timing for what it is, which is merely a diversion from what else is going on in the world and in India on the streets. To participate in a discussion on left-wing extremism in India. It is richly ironic when today India, along with so many parts of the other parts of the world, is reeling under the terror of the right wing, when the West Asia crisis is enveloping the whole world, when this government has neither given us any answers as to what our Honorable Prime Minister was doing in Israel 2 days before the Iran-Israel war started, nor have the people of India been given any clear roadmap as to how our energy crisis is going to unfold, when queues are forming outside petrol stations, when black marketeering of LPG cylinders is going on, when airfares have exploded because the ministry has removed the airfares cap, suddenly you're having a discussion on left-wing extremism. Why? Because this beleaguered government, and more specifically the Honorable Home Minister, wants to use this as an excuse to pat himself on the back. For the BJP MPs and their allies to stand up and say, look, how great is Mr. Amit Shah ji, sabko thok ke thanda kar diya. We are not stupid. Indians are not stupid. We can see this discussion and its timing for what it is, which is merely a diversion from what else is going on in the world and in India on the streets. Now, when we look at left-wing extremism in India, where did it start? It can be traced back to the peasant uprising in Naxalbari, in my state, in West Bengal, in the Siliguri area, 1967. It was a movement led by Charu Majumdar, Kanu Shannal, and Jongol Shantal. This gave birth to the CPI-ML, the Communist Party of India, Marxist-Leninist, in 1969, spread from West Bengal to other states, continues to this day. In 2004, the People's War and the Maoist Communist Center of India, the MCCI, merged to form the CPI Maoist Party. Now, what did Mao say? What had he said himself about guerrilla warfare? Mao had said, a guerrilla must move amongst its people in the same way that a fish swims in the sea. So what started as an agrarian uprising in a small corner of West Bengal gradually evolved into a major security threat for all of India, internal security, peaked in the late 2000s. When LWE was at its peak in 2011, approximately 180 districts, that's about 22% of the 800 districts of India, was under the grip of LWE. And there was a red corridor. This red corridor spread across central and eastern India. There was Chhattisgarh, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Jharkhand, Orissa, Bihar, parts of Bengal. Over time, this corridor has shrunk significantly. Now it's contained to merely about 3 states, Chhattisgarh mostly, Jharkhand, parts of Maharashtra. Now this insurgency was led by guerrilla-style warfare. It was targeting police, civilian infrastructure, and civilians, led to hundreds and thousands of civilian deaths. But LWE, left-wing extremism, did not just happen overnight. It's not something that just came out of the earth. Its roots are socio-economic, its roots are political, exploitation of native lands, displacement of tribals, looting of natural resources which rightfully belong to tribals, historical neglect of poor and tribal areas by successive governments. Now, LWE cannot be viewed as just a law and order problem, and it cannot be solved as just a law and order problem. It is a far more complex problem, requires a multi-pronged approach. Henry Kissinger had famously said that the conventional army loses if it does not win, but a guerrilla wins if he does not lose. As long as he remains, he has not lost. Today, the BJP will claim they have solved the LWE issue. But it's not a Rubik's Cube that you can just line up and you can solve. It's not so easy. In truth, the LWE solution has been taken up by the governments right from early 2000s when the UPA brought in Manrega, brought in the Forest Rights Act in 2006, and this kind of legislation, for the first time, gave tribal rights over land and their forest. And integrated action plans also decentralized developments, where you had district collectors and local authorities having flexibility to respond to local needs in tribal areas. So this success that the BJP government is talking about, its allies are tom-tomming, is a result of a policy. Is this a result of a policy of total elimination, where you've seen just a huge increase in the number of killings? Can that be called success? There's a 131% increase in killings between 2019 and 2025 in LWE areas, whereas there has been a 26% decrease in LWE arrests during the same period. Killings go up, arrests go down. So are you just cleaning them out, or are you getting them to surrender? There's a big difference. Between 2021 and 2024, nearly 1,300 deaths occurred due to LWE. The highest was in Chhattisgarh, over 800, followed by Jharkhand, about 300, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh. West Bengal, in the last 3 years, has had 0 deaths. But let's look at, apart from just killings increasing, what else has the government done for these areas? Let's look at funds. When we look at unutilized funds, security-related expenditure and special infrastructure schemes for LW areas did not utilize 14% of its funds in 25-26. Financial year which has just ended, 14% of funds meant for this area were not utilized by this government. When we look at the security forces, this area security force deployment is at its peak outside of Jammu and Kashmir, outside of Manipur. These are the most militarized areas. There are over 1 lakh vacancies in the Central Armed Police Forces in 2025 and a 70% increase in vacancies in the year 24 to 25. Let's look at suicides. CRPF, with heavy deployment of CRPF in these areas, nearly 160 suicides in the last 3 years, increased by 22% between 2024 and 2025. Look at the next piece of data. Resignations among CRPF increased by 290% between 2020 and 2025. 3x increase in 5 years. Tribal rights. You had 121 tribals who were wrongfully held responsible for the 2017 death of 25 CRPF Jawans in Sukma. They were all acquitted. They were first tried under UAPA, jailed. They were all acquitted by the National Investigative Agency. But they spent years in jail from 2017 to now. Let's look at infrastructure in the LWA areas. What has the government done? In its report on the Standing Committee on Rural Development and Panchayati Raj, which is chaired by my friend Saptagiri Ulka, who was a speaker before me, we are looking at road connectivity. Now, under PMGSY, there's another vector, which is a road connectivity project for LWA areas. Now, this was launched in 2016. The deadline for the completion of this was 2020. They had to extend it to 2025. 12,000 kilometers of roads were sanctioned. Till now, only 9,500 has been completed. 2,700 kilometers is lying untouched, funds still there. Education in these areas. You have the Ekalavya model residential schools. 31% of these schools in the LWA areas are non-functional. 69% of total sanctioned and non-teaching posts are vacant. There are no teachers. 70% of things are vacant. How are the children of these